In the twisted world of Prison Break, few characters were as mesmerizing, disturbing, and unforgettable as Theodore Teabag Bagwell.
Oh no, please. Sit.
From the moment he stepped onto the screen, with his southern drawl and cold, calculating gaze, Teabag established himself as one of the most complex villains in modern television.
Looking to do some damage.
He wasn't just bad, he was charmingly evil, a character you wanted off the screen and yet couldn't look away from.
You probably heard stories about me.
Teabag was a master manipulator, dangerous, intelligent, and utterly unpredictable.
They're not all true.
A white supremacist with a deeply disturbing past, he committed unspeakable acts and showed little remorse for them.
We both know that ain't gonna happen.
But what set Teabag apart from other TV villains was how layered he was. Underneath the sadism and sleaze was a man who craved belonging, respect, and even love.
All I ask is that you love me back. Just a little.
That contradiction made him both terrifying and fascinating.
Maybe we ought to get the love out of the way before we move on to the hate. What do you say to that?
Unlike Michael Scofield or Mahone, Teabag didn't operate on grand strategy, he survived by cunning, lies, and gut instincts.
You making up the rules now, is it?
He slithered his way out of impossible situations, always landing on his feet like a poisonous snake.
I'm just going with the flow.
His manipulative skills were off the charts, often using charm, intimidation, or outright deceit to get what he wanted.
You of all people should understand.
He didn't need anyone, yet he always found a way to make others need him, or fear him.
I'm on your side now.
And still, Prison Break gave Teabag more than just villain status.
I've been known to have a bit of a temper problem.
Across the seasons, we saw cracks in his monstrous persona, brief glimpses of pain, longing, and humanity. Whether it was his desperate desire to be a father, his fragile ego, or the times he was excluded or betrayed, those moments hinted at a deeply broken man shaped by a life of abuse and rejection.
I am the sin of my father, the tail end of a corrupted breed.
But even those slivers of vulnerability never lasted long. Teabag would always return to his true self, self-serving, dangerous, and driven by the darkest of instincts.
Worry, CO, alright? I'm not gonna hurt nobody.
His longevity on the show is a testament to how integral he became to the Prison Break experience.
Just tell me the latest.
Whether he was part of the escape on the run or manipulating events from the shadows, Teabag always made his presence felt.
I comprehend.
And in the final season, when he's given a shot at redemption, the audience is left torn. Can someone like Teabag ever truly change?
Because a hard bargain's been presented to me. And I'm considering something that's gonna seem like the old Theodore Bagwell.
Played with chilling brilliance by Robert Knepper, Teabag remains one of television's most memorable anti-villains, a symbol of survival, manipulation, and the blurred lines between monster and man.
Ouch.
Love him or hate him, one thing is certain, you'll never forget him.
No problem.
In a series filled with masterminds, killers, and morally ambiguous characters, Fernando Sucre was the beating heart of Prison Break.
Except, classy.
He wasn't a genius strategist like Michael, a deadly manipulator like Teabag, or a broken enforcer like Mahone. Sucre was different.
Are you kidding?
He was real, he was relatable, he was the friend, the lover, the guy who made you smile even when everything was falling apart.
Passion. Got more than one syllable? Too much talking. That's me.
From the moment we met him in Michael Scofield's cell at Fox River, Sucre brought something special to the series: humanity.
You got a better way?
His crime, robbing a store to get enough money to be with the love of his life, Mary Cruz, was far from malicious.
Much I ain't never knocking over a liquor store again context.
It was born out of desperation and passion.
Yes!
And that sense of purpose never left him.
God, I've been thinking about your body.
Unlike most of the escapees, Sucre wasn't trying to beat a system or take down a conspiracy.
What's that supposed to mean?
He just wanted a chance at love, freedom, and a normal life.
This place ain't exactly the romantic spot.
Throughout the series, Sucre proved himself as one of the most loyal and trustworthy allies Michael ever had.
Are you sure you're all right? I'm fine. It all worked out.
When plans got complicated, when danger loomed, when others turned selfish or violent, Sucre stayed true.
I'm about to catch a bus, Papi. Take care.
He may not have always understood Michael's complex strategies, but he never questioned his loyalty.
Have some faith, Papi. Have some faith.
He was the guy who'd follow his best friend into hell and back, and often did.
Michael's my best friend. If he's alive, if he's in trouble, I want to help.
But Sucre wasn't just comic relief or the sidekick. He had his own compelling moments.
We got genetically higher blood pressure, you know that?
His emotional struggle to reunite with Mary Cruz, the sacrifices he made time and again, and the lines he was forced to cross out of necessity all added depth to his character.
Thanks for bringing that up, jackass.
He made mistakes, but his heart was always in the right place.
How?
Even when the escape was long behind them, Sucre never gave up on his friends.
I'm coming with you.
In Season 4, when the stakes became global and the threats more deadly, he stepped up, not because he had to, but because that's who he was.
He's a joke, right?
Loyal, brave, and unshakably kind.
Yeah.
In a world full of schemers and survivors, Fernando Sucre was the moral compass.
And now you just want to run when we have a chance to clear our names?
He reminded us that even in the darkest of places, goodness could still shine through.
Don't speak to me like I don't know French. I know French, and I'm brown. That's something.
He may not have had a tattooed escape plan or a gun in his hand, but his love, loyalty, and heart made him one of Prison Break's most unforgettable characters.
Are you crazy?
He wasn't just part of the escape, he was part of what made it worth watching.
This can't be it. You can't end like this.
In the high-stakes, male-dominated world of Prison Break, Sarah Tancredi brought something rare: empathy, idealism, and emotional depth.
I believe in being part of the solution, not the problem.
As the prison doctor at Fox River State Penitentiary, Sarah wasn't meant to be a part of any escape.
Yeah.
She wasn't a fugitive, a criminal, or a strategist.
You're very funny.
But fate had other plans, and so did Michael Scofield.
That a compliment?
When we first meet Sarah, she's trying to make a difference in a system that often feels hopeless.
Maybe because he's one guy in here I can actually get to. One guy I can make a difference with.
The daughter of the governor, she could have taken an easier path, but she chose to work on the front lines, treating inmates, confronting addiction, and holding on to a belief that people can change.
Right.
That belief would soon be tested, reshaped, and ultimately deepened by her relationship with Michael.
I don't know, there's something strange about him.
Sarah's connection with Michael wasn't just romantic, it was symbolic.
Perhaps you'd be good enough to enlighten me?
She represented the possibility of redemption, of a life outside the prison walls that wasn't built on lies or violence.
Okay.
And yet, their love wasn't easy. Michael's escape plan forced him to manipulate her trust, blurring the line between strategy and sincerity.
You're asking me to break the law.
I'm asking you to make a mistake. Forget to lock up.
But over time, Sarah proved to be more than just a love interest. She became a crucial part of the mission.
Honestly, for your own good, don't say anything more.
Her courage in breaking the law, helping Michael escape, and standing up to the powerful company proved she was every bit as brave as any of the show's most hardened characters.
Congratulations.
But Sarah's strength wasn't just in her actions, it was in her resilience.
So I've come to understand.
She endured capture, torture, betrayal, and even the trauma of being presumed dead, in one of the show's most shocking and controversial twists.
Yeah.
And yet, she came back.
Uh-huh.
Stronger, more determined, and deeply scarred, but still fighting for what mattered.
And I appreciate that.
Throughout the series, Sarah evolved from a compassionate outsider to a core member of the team.
I said thank you, I'll take it from here.
She became a mother, a fugitive, a warrior.
I don't blame him. It's another.
And through it all, she remained grounded by her values, never losing sight of the importance of love, life, and hope, even when surrounded by chaos.
I don't get it.
Sarah Tancredi may have started as a supporting character.
I do.
But by the end, she was much more: a partner, a fighter, and a survivor.
Is it the first time you've been honest with me?
In many ways, she was Michael's anchor to the world outside, the reminder of what they were all fighting for.
He lied to me.
Her presence gave the show heart, her choices gave it weight, and her survival gave it meaning.
I'm actually being serious.
In the world of Prison Break, Sarah Tancredi wasn't just a healer of wounds, she became a symbol of what it means to fight for love, for truth, and for a future worth living.
I just want some answers.
At the heart of Prison Break is a powerful bond, one that drives every plan, every risk, and every escape.
Because he's my brother.
That bond is between Lincoln Burrows and his younger brother, Michael Scofield.
I'm looking for someone. A guy named Lincoln Burrows.
And Lincoln, the man wrongfully sentenced to death, isn't just the show's original prisoner, he's its emotional catalyst.
Link the sink?
When we first meet Lincoln, he's a man on death row, accused of murdering the vice president's brother in a crime that seems airtight.
I didn't kill that man, Michael.
The evidence says you did.
The evidence is overwhelming, the legal system has failed him, and he's resigned to his fate.
May 11th, that's the date, man. That's the date they,
But from the very beginning, we sense something deeper beneath his tough, brooding exterior.
It's impossible.
He's not just an inmate, he's a protective older brother, a father, and a man burdened by mistakes he's desperate to make right.
Cause him enough pain.
Lincoln's presence in the series is raw and grounded.
You, think it gives you some kind of street cred?
He's not the mastermind like Michael or the strategist like Mahone.
Already screwed up that chance long ago.
He's a fighter, physically and emotionally.
I'm gonna kill that scum.
Driven by love for his son, LJ, and gratitude toward Michael, Lincoln's arc is rooted in redemption.
What do you want me to do?
He's a man who made poor choices in life, but not this one.
I was there, remember?
He didn't kill anyone, and the injustice done to him becomes the fuse that ignites a war against a shadowy conspiracy far bigger than anyone imagined.
Shut up!
As the series progresses, Lincoln evolves.
Yeah.
From the man who needed saving, he grows into the man who protects.
What does that mean?
Whether it's defending Michael, rescuing Sarah, or stepping up to face the company, Lincoln gradually reclaims his agency.
Are we done?
He's never the brains of the operation, but he becomes its backbone, reliable, fearless, and unwavering in his loyalty.
I want my life back, and this is the only way we can do that.
What makes Lincoln memorable isn't just his physical strength, it's the quiet emotional weight he carries.
What?
The guilt of being the burden that put his brother in harm's way.
Seems like I've been dragging in trouble my whole life.
The frustration of losing years with his son.
Yeah.
The anger at a corrupt system.
You don't know that.
And yet, through it all, he remains fiercely loyal to his family.
Anything happens to my son or Sarah.
In a world full of betrayal, Lincoln is one of the few who never wavers.
Blood. Family.
Dominic Purcell's performance brought Lincoln's internal struggles to life, making him both intimidating and deeply human.
Thank you.
He wasn't flashy or slick.
I don't know, I'm sorting it through.
He was real, flawed and honest, and that's what made him resonate with viewers.
Am I supposed to be seeing something here?
Without Lincoln, there is no Prison Break.
It's more complicated than that.
His life is what Michael risks everything for.
I know.
And by the end, when the roles are reversed and he is the one trying to save Michael, their bond comes full circle, cementing Lincoln as more than just the man who was framed.
We're gonna get you out of here.
He becomes a symbol of family, resilience, and redemption.
Like I said, I'm doing this myself.
If Prison Break is a symphony of suspense, strategy, and sacrifice, then Michael Scofield is its composer.
Ever since I was a kid.
Calm, calculating, and fiercely intelligent, Michael wasn't just the main character, he was the engine behind the entire story.
Yeah, sure.
A man with a plan, a purpose, and a heart big enough to move the unmovable.
I'm just curious.
From the very first episode, Michael stood out.
Just trying to fly low, avoid the radar, boss. Do my time, and get out.
He didn't stumble into Fox River Prison, he walked in, with intent.
You just put the book in that woman's hand and she's gonna lob it at you like a grenade.
Tattooed with blueprints disguised in body art, armed with engineering expertise, and prepared for every possible contingency, he wasn't just trying to survive prison, he came to break someone out.
I'm getting you out of here.
And that's what defines Michael more than anything, love and sacrifice.
I have no regrets.
He risked everything, his freedom, his future, and eventually his life, not for glory or revenge, but for family.
We have to go. Tonight.
While others were scheming for escape, power, or money, Michael was different.
Yes.
Every move he made was for someone else.
And I had to get you out of that place.
And that quiet, unwavering selflessness made him one of the most captivating protagonists in television.
Just talk to Lincoln's attorneys, just for an hour, and I swear to God you'll be convinced of his innocence.
But Michael wasn't perfect. His genius came at a cost.
Fanaticism is the only way to beat them.
He carried the burden of every mistake, every casualty, every person hurt by his decisions.
I'm sorry for a lot of things. For what I did to you.
He was always 5 steps ahead, yet constantly haunted by the weight of what those steps meant for others.
This isn't gonna be easy for you.
His brilliance was both his gift and his curse.
Well, for what it's worth, there are a few down there.
I have created a couple of videos on Michael Scofield. You can check them out in the description below.
I don't owe you a damn thing.
From master plans inked into skin to sacrifices that tore at the soul, Prison Break wasn't just a show about escaping walls, it was about breaking through limits, loyalty, and the weight of human choices.
That's not worth
These
talking
10 characters didn't just play their parts, they defined the journey.
My mistake. Just what I need. A duck.
Whether it was the brilliance of Michael, the brutality of Teabag, or the quiet loyalty of Sucre, each one left a mark that still lingers long after the final credits rolled.
Am I supposed to be seeing something here?
They made us think, they made us feel, and above all, they made us believe that sometimes, the greatest escape isn't from prison, but from who we used to be.
I only speak English, white boy.
Thanks for watching. If you enjoyed the countdown, hit that like button, subscribe for more deep dives into iconic TV characters, and let us know in the comments, who is your most unforgettable character in Prison Break?
Well, you're lucky.